So, and now we get to the subject of achievements. We can't go through them all. There's too many, obviously, but could you rank some of your favorite ones?
Well, I would definitely say, and I think I've said it before, my top achievement would definitely be the migration of the Rolls-Royce SAP systems to virtual machine. Not only did that pave the way to BMW's success in the way that they were able to reduce the costs and reduce the physical hardware that had to be maintained. But it was actually a first in the company. It was a pilot project with many eyes on it. Many stressful meetings before and after. But that was extremely satisfying professionally and personally as well. The work that we did there was not only to value or of value to the company, but the team lead that I worked with there to this day is a very, very close friend, and we very much remember that weekend specifically of the production migration very fondly. It was a 60-hour weekend with great results in the end.
And you've had another first, another one of your big firsts was the scanning project. And I guess likewise, you also researched before implementing, you also tested before implementing, and you also carried through the documentation after implementing. And it also has been multiplied throughout BMW as well. Is that right?
Yeah, and that is probably my second highest ranking achievement personally. As you said, I had to take a 451-page document, which was an owner's handbook, and compress it to a 5 or 6-page operational procedure. So that was done just again by a lot of research and reading and trying and sitting with other specialists, just seeing if what I had done worked before implementation. And finally, once it was implemented, it was selected to be implemented in other production facilities as well. What was satisfying there also was, what was equally frustrating was I became the expert on the topic. So some weekends I would spend receiving calls from unrelated teams and unrelated projects who were having issues. But I gladly helped with that, due to the fact that it is part of my nature. But apart from that, also knowing the topic really well, I knew it would add great value for me to get involved and get it resolved quickly, rather than having teams, sit with looming deadlines because of something that could be resolved quickly and easily. When one of those calls came on a Sunday morning from China, and they found that after they had gone live with the scanning solution in their production facility, the scanner did not display Chinese characters, which was an enormous impediment. But by late afternoon, that problem was resolved with an installation on SAP and a reconfiguration. So I was happy to be involved. It gave value to the company, but also gave value to my own career and personally as well.
What advice could you give to your younger self about the magic of creating a good team? Like, what is your secret to that now after all these years to making a good team?
Yeah, the personal touch is definitely for me key. I've been led by many team leads, many managers. Some of them have been great, some of them have been good, but the ones that really stand out are the ones who took the time to connect, with you on a personal level. That's why instead of having one-on-ones with my team members where, interview style, where I ask them, how things are going and how the projects are going. Those are the kind of things that can be done over a glass of water or a cup of coffee or over lunch. So I make sure that that personal relationship, that personal touch is always evident. The one thing that I learned from what I consider the best manager that I ever worked for was to instill a love of the company and of the product into the team, rather than driving them with SLAs and KPIs and all kinds of deliverables, by just instilling a love for the company and a love for what we do. That's the one thing. The other thing is to really just remind them that we are professionals and that we are responsible to promote the business entities that we are to the company. I have heard, or I've been in meetings also where other team leads have said or shared their methods of inspiring their teams, and sometimes it just sounds horrible. It's very threatening, or it's very formal, or very procedural. Where for me, it's just a reminder that you're a professional entity. You work for the most recognizable brand on the planet currently, and you represent yourself. You represent your department. You represent your family, and do that with pride. So for me, if I would say, what would be a road to successfully leading a team, it would definitely be the personal touch, but also a reminder of the responsibility and of the capability of the individual and the team.